Well, good Saturday morning, everyone, and greetings once again from Radio Wasteland Records here in Midland. After a week off, we are back at it and trying desperately to catch up with everything. You know how summer vacations go. Wanted to thank everybody for being cool with us taking a week off here. It was much needed. Got some good R&R in and visiting with family and friends at the same time. So it was always good to take a little time off to recharge, but now we're back at it, and I'm not going to promise I'm not going to take any time off in August, but we'll see where it goes. It won't be a week though. How's that? It may be a little bit here or there, but can you believe it's almost August already? I'm in awe as to how quickly things are moving here. It's just incredible how quickly the summer is going. I think something Einstein. I don't know. I failed biology. Anyhow, let's say a few good mornings, and then I've got some attitude this morning too, by the way. So I apologize ahead of time for that, but we'll get that out of here. Let's say some good mornings though to some of you out there who are back with us, and very thankful you are. So let's see, Jennifer saying good morning. Good morning to you. Thanks for being here. Betty in Toledo as well. Cloudy there, cloudy here too. We're gonna get some rain today. That's all right. We need it here. Chuck, good morning. Thanks for being here, as well as Mike. Good morning to you. Ryan saying, hey, kids, are you watching too? What the heck there? Let's see here. Fred on the west side saying good morning. Humid. Yeah, it's going to be a little humid too with that rain. And TC from TKR Video Central out on the East Coast. Good morning to you. Yes, I did have a good vacation. Some time in the woods battling the mosquitoes, which weren't too bad, but one place I did go had deer flies, which were not pleasant, but never got out of the truck, so we're okay there. But thank you all for being here, and thank you for saying hi. And again, we're happy to be back at it, and going with today through the weekend. All right, we'll get to the new vinyl here. It doesn't feel like a whole heck of a lot going on, but there is. Again, as I said, I'm catching up. The podcast, we did not miss a beat with the podcast. If you got a chance to see that, we did one with Steve whilst on vacation with the lake behind me. And if you watch the podcast at some point, I don't think you can see it though, because the camera on my laptop was auto-correcting too much. It started raining. I was undercover, but it started raining behind me, and you can see a rainbow sort of kind of on the lake behind me if you catch that last episode of the podcast. So I didn't miss a beat with that. I did, however, miss an episode of the upcoming releases, and it turned out to be not a big deal in this case, but we'll get back on track with that this afternoon. But before I get to the new releases from yesterday, there are a couple of things. Let me get this called up here. One particular upcoming release that was announced this week that I need to kind of get out. I posted on Facebook and I think Twitter. Maybe I didn't do Twitter yesterday, or X, whatever it is. But I do need to get this out here to you folks, because this is going to be a big one. For years and years and years, we're talking decades, this has been a long sought after reissue. There was only a couple of pressings early on. They're worth a little bit, not a tremendous amount, but they're worth a little bit of money, and countless numbers of bootlegs of this album out there. And it's finally now getting a legit reissue from Warner. And I'm talking, of course, of Buckingham Nicks. I forget the original year. Let me see if I've got that called up right here. I don't remember when that was, 70s at some point. But there are going to be there's going to be a reissue, 3 different variations of this that we can get a hold of. There may be a couple of more out there. But I wanted to let you folks know about this, just in case this is on your radar. You've always wanted a copy of this, but you're not comfy with a bootleg, or you couldn't afford the OG. This one, a couple of the versions are going to be fairly affordable on this as well. So, but the other big reason I'm getting this out there is because we were told from our distributors that they are expecting some demand on these, and they're recommending that we get our orders in well ahead of time. So I put this out there on our social, and I'm mentioning it here. If this is on your radar and you want one, please let me know as soon as you can, and we'll put in a pre-order for that and a couple of more as well, and just cross our fingers that it shows up on time. The 3 versions of this, the big one up top here is a black vinyl. It's being called a brick and mortar exclusive high fidelity version of Buckingham Nicks on a black vinyl. Looks like it comes with a book. The price tag on that is going to be around $40. And then there are 2 cheaper colored vinyl versions of this, a baby blue version for $25. And there's an exclusive to one of our distributors, pink vinyl version. That one is also going to be $25. I'm sure they're going to sound as good as the high fidelity, but the high fidelity, they probably press on 180 gram. I'll get more on that as we get a little closer to that. But the others are probably going to be 140 gram. I'm sure they're going to sound fine. But if you you dig the colored vinyl, those are actually the cheaper way to go. I don't know if it comes with a book or not, but the high fidelity version is going to sound good because Warner and Rhino have been doing a great job with these things. Everything from, I've got a Cars one in here as well, but the Doors stuff they did, the Black Sabbath stuff they did sounds absolutely fantastic on those high fidelity reissues. They're just a little more expensive. They're not in the ridiculous range. How's that? But they are a little more expensive coming in at that $40 mark. Okay, so the release date on this is September 19th for all three versions of this. So you've got some time. Think about it. But if this is on your radar, the sooner you let me know. I'm going to put in a pre-order for a batch of them this week to make sure that we get some of them at least. And we'll see how the demand goes. But again, the distributors said, hey, these are going to be in demand. The sooner you get your pre-orders in, the better for all. So if you'd like one of these, let me know. The Buckingham Nicks, one of the three versions, or all three. I don't know how you roll, but man, if you want all three, go for it. But let us know which of these you want of that one. And if you ever see an OG, snag that too. It's worth a little bit of money. We'll talk about this. I'll bring this up with Steve on the podcast, whether or not we feel that the reissuing of this will knock down that OG price tag or take a bite out of the bootleg market. That's an interesting concept that we'll explore a little bit also. But on the podcast, I should mention too that Steve and I are going to be talking a little bit about Ozzy and Black Sabbath and the Ozzy Black Sabbath family tree with Ozzy's passing last week. So we're gonna hop on that bandwagon, talk a little bit. It's outside of Steve's wheelhouse a little bit, so we're gonna make him work on this one. But that's coming up on our podcast tomorrow evening. Two guys talking about records. You can find it here on our YouTube channel, as well as on Spotify and anywhere else that you get your podcasts from. So be on the lookout for that one. Okay, onward now to let's see if there's any more check-ins and saying hi. Let's do that real quick, and then I'll dive into the other ones here. Let's see. Robert from Australia. Good day, sir. Thank you for being here. And Ann checking in saying happy Saturday, and happy Saturday to you as well. Good to have you here. Okay. Yesterday's releases. After a week off, we were kind of hoping that some of this stuff would show. And the big one that we were expecting did not show. There were only a couple of pre-orders on it, so those folks I've talked to already, they're patiently waiting, and they understand that we'll get it when we get it. But I'm talking about this new Alice Cooper. Not just Alice Cooper, the individual, but Alice Cooper, the group, reunited for a new album called The Revenge of Alice Cooper. The record label sent me these posters a few weeks back, and we've had them up. And then lo and behold, poof, the album did not show up in time to our distributors to ship for the release date on Friday. So yeah, that's been happening here and there with some of these bigger releases. I'm not thrilled about it, but what are you going to do? This is not the fault of our distributors, by the way, at all. Our guys that we get the records from do a great job. It is, however, the fault of the record label, which I've been told is something called Ear Music, which I'm not telling you is located at earmusic.com or on Facebook and YouTube at Ear Music Official. So I'm not telling you that that's the label, but yeah, I guess I am. Whatever. They didn't do it. They didn't get it to us in time. The black vinyl version of this is available. I'll try to get a couple of those for next week for those that want it. The indie exclusive on yellow vinyl, it's still not in. I don't know if they oversold them or underproduced them. Ear Music, what's up, man? Stick it in your ear music. So if you were waiting for one of these, now I do believe some record stores got them. Good on them, but yeah, our distributors didn't get them in time to send them to us here. I'll deal with it, and we'll figure it out from there. But if you really want one of those, let me know. But the colored vinyl versions are going to be tough to get a hold of. It is what it is. Ear Music jerks. Okay. Uh, let's see here. The stuff that did make it in, though, and we did get a few of those in. I've got one copy of this left. This is brand new Tyler Childers, and it's called Snipe Hunter. Who went snipe hunting? You know, growing up on the farm in Lower Michigan when I was a kid. Of course you did. Anyway, this is an indie exclusive Oriole colored vinyl, not Oreo, Oriole colored vinyl. I think I'm hungry. Anyhow, brand new Tyler Childers. I've got one copy of this left. We should be able to get more for those of you that are in the mood for some Tyler. A lot of other reissues. This one is called Golden Doors Volume 2. This is part of the Elektra album, Elektra Records, rather, 75th anniversary. Available for the first time on vinyl in the United States. This was released as a Japanese release. Originally, when they teased this, they showed it coming with an OBI strip. I don't see one here, but again, that's kind of the way things roll lately. Limited edition purple colored vinyl. This was the Doors original 1970 Japanese compilation. So you've got Touch Me. Let's see, I can barely read this back here. Single LP on purple vinyl, though, but this was a Japanese compilation from 70, now reissued in the U.S. on vinyl for the first time. I think I've got 3 copies of this in the store ready to go if you want one of those. Other reissues and part of the Rhino Reserve, the 180-gram high-fidelity stuff, got a copy of the Cars Shake It Up. Cool stuff from the Cars. There's a little sealed up top there, which is very cool. One copy of that. A couple copies of the Talking Heads. More songs about buildings and food. A double LP version, the original LP remastered from the 2-track analog master tapes, and a second LP of rare and previously unreleased outtakes and B-sides. So double LP version of this. There's a box set version of this out there also. I don't have any of those, but if you need one, we can get a hold of that if you so desire. I think I'll spin my OG copy of that today so we can listen to that. A couple copies. Another reissue have been looking for a long time. Legit reissue. This has been on bootleg. Beck and Mellow Gold. I'm a loser, baby. Is on here. Beer Can's a great tune on here as well. A couple of others that I can't mention on this family-friendly show. But Beck's, okay, when was this original, guys? Help me out here. 1994. And this was the big breakout, of course, for Beck. There are some older vinyl versions of this out there, but more predominantly there have been bootleg reissues of this. I think I've got a bootleg in my collection. But we got a few copies of Beck's Mellow Gold. I opened one up just to kind of compare on this. It sounds great. So this is a good album to have. I think I've got 3 or 4 of these in as of now, and we should be able to get more if you want a copy of Beck. Other stuff we got, Clueless soundtrack was reissued. So you got stuff on here from Cracker, The Counting Crows, World Party, Radiohead, Lightning Seeds, The Smoking Popes, The Beastie Boys, Coolio, Supergrass, and Jill Sobule are on here. One copy of this left in for you fans of Clueless, and get a hold of that. I should be able to get more. On the vintage side, you know what? I was going to make a joke about having a Coldplay album, but I think we're over that. Okay, that's a used copy of Coldplay Rush of Blood to the Head. So we have just that in. I won't tell. If you come in to buy that, I won't tell anybody that you bought a Coldplay album. Or if you bring your girlfriend in, I don't know. This is a no judgment, a judgment-free zone here at the store. All right. I think that is just about it. I got a couple of other quick hellos. Let's kick these out there as well. Let's see. David from Pennsylvania. Hi there. Thank you for being here in TC, giving an LOL. Yeah, I'm kind of feeling that. The LOLs, the lulls today. Because what can you do when Alice... I don't blame Alice. I just think that maybe he should have hooked up with a better label. Come on. We'll see what goes from there. But all right, folks, I think that is going to wrap things up for today's live update. Don't forget the new release show coming up a little bit later today. I'll have that up and out. There's a few cool things on the offing for next week for the 1st of August as well. And I think that in addition to the Buckingham Nicks, make sure, again, let me know if you need one. I did see a new Black Keys release. It's not as next week, but I think a couple weeks down the line. So we'll have some info on that down the line as well for those of you who would like something like that. Gerard checking in at the last saying good morning and welcome back. Thank you, sir, for being here. Okay, you folks get out, enjoy yourself. I think there are some sidewalk sales going on in the downtown Midland area today. So if you want to work your way up a few blocks north of downtown, stop by and see us as well. Open today from now until 4 p.m. And then tomorrow, Sunday, from 12 noon until 4 p.m. as well. Monday and Tuesday off, and then back at it regular hours all next week as well. All right, you folks have a great weekend, and we will talk to you next time from Radio Wasteland Records. Thanks again for being here.